All right, and Sarah, do you see the recording symbol in the top left corner?
Yes, I do.
Great. Alrighty, folks, I'd like to welcome you all to the 2022 Spring Senate Endorsement Forum. I'd like to thank the student organizations who have shown up tonight, as well as all of the candidates who are able to make it. So the format for tonight's forum will be a 45-second opening statement, followed by 2 questions. The first question will be something based around an ASUNM related issue, something you will likely have a direct impact on as a senator. Next will be a UNM student life question, something that will affect students, something you have a chance to advocate for in your day-to-day responsibilities, as well as things you can ask of, for example, when if President Stokes continues to attend Senate meetings, typically questions are asked there. This is a question you could ask of her, or an initiative you could peddle. So we will go ahead and get started with our very first candidate tonight, and that is going to be Jackie Martin. So Jack, if you want to turn your camera on, we'll spotlight your video so everyone can see you. Perfect.
Cool. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you just fine.
Okay, cool.
All right, so you will now have 45 seconds from when you start speaking to do just a quick introduction, and then we'll go ahead and get on with the questions.
All right, well, hi everyone. My name is Jackie Martin. I'm an Earth and Planetary Science major running for Senate on the platforms of information accessibility for students and student organization, financial support, and equity. I want students to be as confident as they can be in their senators and staff and be able to find any and all information they're looking for without having to reach out to a senator directly, whether that be on the website, through social media, or a monthly newsletter. And I want student organizations to feel also comfortable reaching out to their senators with any questions they may have, and to have the financial support they need to function on campus. Being from out of state, student organizations really helped me find my passions here, and I think they're a really important integral part of the college experience. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Jackie. So we're going to go ahead and start with your ASUNM related questions. So number 1, how will you work with fellow senators and student organizations to ensure equitable access to the increased amounts of funding now available to student organizations?
I would like to work with senators. Specifically, I would like to look at past budgets of different student organizations, as well as of their past budgets, what they needed to use, just so we can have a plan of if they need any more money, or if we would be able to allocate any of the money that was originally given to them to other organizations, just because the amount of money needed for each organization definitely varies. I would also like to review like the law book in Senate to make sure that everything is being followed very closely. But especially with financials, I think working with the clubs and organizations as closely as possible, just having a really clear line of communication where they can be very comfortable coming to the senators with anything. So especially not just having
Thank you for that response. So we will jump now into the UNM life related question. So your question is, how will you work with our partners at UNMPD and the city of Albuquerque to improve campus safety? And how will you ensure that those measures are heard?
I think I would want to work with both UNMPD and just Albuquerque Police Department, just to make sure that anything that is being brought up is being like reviewed and talked about. And I think a lot of students might feel uncomfortable going to them with some things. So also just having a relationship with them where the students can feel comfortable going to them with anything, even if they feel like it's not what most people would see as like a big problem, just so then we can make the campus as safe as possible and as comfortable as possible for the students here.
All right, thank you very much. Now you will have 45 seconds to have a closing statement where once again, you're free to tell us whatever you would like to, you think we would know. So that will again start on as soon as you start speaking.
Sure, so like I said, my name is Jackie. I'm definitely advocating a lot for transparency within ASUNM for the student body, as well as financial support for clubs on campus. So far in UNM, I have been a part of the World Affairs Delegation, the Geology and Environmental Science Club, and I currently hold an executive position in the Pi Gamma chapter of Chi Omega. And I'm really hoping that in ASUM Senate, I will be able to work with the senators to definitely make a change on campus.
All right, well, thank you very much, Jackie. We will go ahead and move on to our next candidate, and that is going to be Carly. So Carly, if you want to go ahead and turn your camera on, we'll go ahead and get everything started for you here. All right. So once again, you'll have 45 seconds for your opening statement, and feel free to start that as soon as you're ready.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Carly Reynoso Hazen. For the next year, I would like to focus on presence, transparency, and representation for everyone. These have been recurring concerns for years, and many previous senators and elects have tried to address these topics, but little improvement has been seen thus far. It's time to take genuine action as a team. We need to finally address these repeated concerns of our students regarding ASUNM duties. Some of the most common discussions I've engaged in through campaigning have concerned a lack of understanding of what ASUNM even does and is, the allocation of our student fees, safety and wellness on campus, and a feeling that ASUNM representatives are unapproachable and unfamiliar. These common concerns all relate to the crucial focuses of presence, transparency, and representation.
Great, thank you very much. Now we'll go ahead and start with your ASUNM based question. So the new ASUNM Constitution allows for senators to establish compensation for themselves. The average senator works about 10 hours a week. Would you be in favor of establishing either a stipend or the salary for the Senate out of the general fund? And I'd like to add something that Ryan noted with me today. You are given a stipend from a private donor. This would be separate and created from the student fee model.
I think that maybe a stipend could be appropriate. I think it's something that Senate, if we are all and when we are all elected, that we should all discuss together. I don't think that's something I should make as a decision for myself. I think that's a major discussion to have with everyone and to address everyone else's needs as well.
Great, thank you very much. Now we'll go ahead and move on to your UNM life question. So how would you support university initiatives at the state level to ensure that the university is fully funded for the next year?
I think that we need to keep communication open with higher government levels, especially at the state level. And I would like to keep communication open. I know that we have a couple experiences throughout the year where there's one where we go to Santa Fe. I think that more opportunities to be able to interact with our state government would really help with that.
Great, thank you very much. And now you'll have 45 seconds for your closing statement. So go ahead and start as soon as you're ready.
Great. Well, my name is Carly Reynoso Hazen, as I mentioned. On ASUNM Senate, I'd like to work as a team with the other senators to solve some of ASUNM's most fundamental problems. And with that, we can pave the way for other future improvements that ASUNM is capable of making. These most fundamental and urgent problems are what I plan to focus on, which are increased presence of ASUNM on campus, transparency of ASUNM spending, and representation for all students. Thank you.
Great, thank you very much, Carly. All right, so we are going to go ahead and move on to our next candidate. And I don't see Jacob Smith here, so we'll go ahead and just jump up one more then to Raffael. Great, thank you, Raffael. Like I said earlier, you'll have 45 seconds for an opening statement, so please feel free to start that as soon as you're ready.
Yes, hello everyone. My name is Raffael Romero, and I'm running for Senate again. If I do look familiar, I was a senator back in spring 2020. I was also serving as the Attorney General, in fact, as of last week or whenever I turned in my packets. And I really am thinking like what it really comes down to is like, I believe that I have the experience, obviously being in Senate for so long, but my main initiative is like, we have a participation problem in ASUNM as a whole. And I really just want to do grassroots advocacy. And what does that really mean? That means going to talk to student orgs twice a semester. That means collaborating with resource centers. That means going to talk to Greek life. That means just having continual and persistent and constant communication. And so I really believe through that we'll solve our participation problem.
Great, thank you, Raphael. So go ahead and move on to your ASUNM based question. So ASUNM has seen a dip in its ability to attract a large candidate pool for jobs and elections. What would you do to engage with students to apply for open positions going into the next school year? And I'll add really quick, all these questions were 100% random.
This is a perfect question. And this goes back, adds another 40 seconds to what I was just saying. And that is the way we get people to participate is we try to be visible and we try to be transparent. We try to communicate with these individuals. If we're not persistently being there, if we're not persistently having, not just events, but going and having those conversations with individuals, one-on-ones, group discussions, information forums, it just really matters as a senator going out and talking to student orgs and everyone. That's what it comes down to. So.
Thank you, Raphael. So go ahead and move on to your UNM life related questions. So what measures will you undertake to support student mental health here at UNM?
I think it really comes down to, let's go talk to Shaq. Shaq has those resources. Let's see what we can do. Let's see how we can collaborate. I also think let's go ahead and talk to the Dean of Students. Let's talk to Nastras Torres. Let's talk to President Stokes' office, and let's see what they are trying to do and get all that information, and therefore we can relay it to students. So again, it's my whole campaign. It's everything I'm thinking, and that is just having continual conversations, because I think it's really important to say all of the legislative issues for the most part have been fixed. So I think to solve mental illness problems or try to alleviate that, let's go have those conversations with people who have the money and the funds to do it.
All right, thank you, Raphael. And now you'll have 45 seconds for your closing statement. So feel free to start as soon as you're ready.
Well, hey, we're going to get another 45 seconds of this. And it really comes down to, let's have continual conversation. Okay. I just want to reemphasize the new Constitution solved a lot of the problems. My mentor, the current Vice President, Ryan Regalado, that was his whole initiative, and he was able to accomplish that. So what's the next step in ASUNM? What's the next vision going to be? And that is going to increase the voting turnout, making sure people are applying for jobs, making sure we have Senate, and making sure that people care again about ASUNM. And how do we do that? Communication, persistently, constantly, and to an extent where we really try to get it, where we get engagement again. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Raphael. So our next candidate on the list will be Gabe. So Gabe, if you are ready, we are ready for you.
Let's see, can you hear me?
Yes. All right.
Awesome.
So you will have 45 seconds for your opening statement. So feel free to start that as soon as you're ready.
Awesome. Thank you. Hello, my name is Gabriel Gurule. I'm running for ASUNM Senator. I'm a freshman studying bioengineering and computer science. In my first year here at UNM, I've gotten involved in many different student orgs at UNM, and I've really liked the experiences there. My platform right now is running on sustainability across campus, along with investments, student organization support, and better communication between ASUNM and our student body. Thank you.
Thank you, Gabe. We'll go ahead and get into your ASUNM related questions. So how will you ensure that students feel engaged in ASUNM and see it as an important part of the undergraduate experience at UNM?
So a big thing that I've seen with students in the different events that ASUNM hosts is that there's a big disconnect between who students know is hosting these events and kind of what is ASUNM. So a big thing with my platform that I'd like to do is get involvement across all ASUNM event activities up just by getting engagement up, communicating with students, and just kind of educating them on what ASUNM is and getting them involved. So originally, when I started out at UNM, I didn't really know much about ASUNM either. But then as I got to join student orgs and kind of see the whole process between funding and all the different events ASUNM was sponsoring, I started to get involved and started to finally see the bigger picture. So just kind of sharing this with students, I think should and hopefully will help engagement get up across the board.
Thank you, Gabe. Now we'll go ahead and get into your UNM life questions. So Your question is, how will you work with student climate organizations to further sustainability efforts at UNM?
So one of the things that I really liked was our UNM Leaf organization, which is pushing for the divestment of UNM into a more sustainable portfolio. This is a big step that I think we could take in towards making UNM a more sustainable campus, not just through like physical actions, but stuff that'll kind of set up our university for the future, along with other universities around the nation. Additionally, different sustainable efforts at UNM, recycling initiatives, different ways to generate renewable energy on campus would definitely benefit our campus and help push it in the right direction in truly being sustainable and a carbon, hopefully more towards a carbon neutral campus.
Great, thank you very much, Gabe. Now you'll have 45 seconds for your closing response. Feel free to start as soon as you're ready.
Awesome, thank you. So again, my name is Gabriel Gurule. I'm running for ASUNM Senate. A lot of my policies are more towards environmental sustainability and getting engagement up across the board with different students, getting ASUNM more engaged, and overall having a lot more students just involved across campus and getting everyone united together. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Gabe. And now we'll go ahead and have our final candidate this evening, who will be Laisha. So if you are ready, we are ready for you.
Okay, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Hi everyone, I'm Laisha Chapatro. I'm a freshman. I am a psychology and Spanish major. I am using my platform to really advocate for mental health, the Latinx community, and for first generation students. Being a Latina myself, I understand how difficult it is to have that representation. And after this pandemic, it was very difficult to make those communications and connections with other people, which is why I understand that ASUNM is not really known by the students, because I didn't know about it until I joined ELL. That's when I realized how amazing this program is and what differences it could make if the right people are a part of it, which is why I want to give knowledge of what it is and really share with the Latinos, because I feel like they have a lot of big ideas and their representation is really needed.
Thank you so much. Now we'll go into your ASUNM related questions. So what are the most important initiatives you think that ASUNM can undertake this upcoming year?
You cut out. Can you repeat that? I'm so sorry.
No worries. The question was, what are the most important initiatives that you think ASUNM can undertake this year?
I believe this year, because they received a new budget, it's very important to really distribute that evenly across all organizations, because it's important for everyone to not only receive the equal amount, but also the amount they deserve for the kind of organization that there is. I believe that it's important to fund the proper organizations and really show students you're supporting them, their dreams, their careers, and really what they're interested in, because right now it's very important for each student to feel like they're engaging in their college experience and feeling like they're a part of something, especially after the pandemic that we went through.
Thank you very much. Now we'll go into your UNM life related question. So how will you support student involvement how will you support involvement in UNM student organizations as a senator?
I agree with a lot of the previous candidates that spoke about just going out there and communicating. I think that if each senator really just went on their platforms and explained what ASUNM is, all the important decisions that they make and how anyone else can be a part of it, it will really increase that engagement. And I believe that a lot of students don't really know what's going on. As Raffael was mentioning, like just going out there and communicating with others is very important. A lot of these freshmen don't know what this new experience is, and having a lot of organizations just thrown at them is very hard to pick out. So I feel like just using our platforms to communicate with others and really express the importance of what ASUNM is and what it's representing.
Thank you so much. Now will be your closing statements. You'll have 45 seconds as soon as you're ready.
Hello, I'm Laisha Chapatro again. Thank you so much for taking the time to really come in here and join and see what each candidate is offering. I feel like each person has a great representation for Senate, and I am just very lucky to be a part of it.
All right, that concludes the candidate portion of the evening. I'd like to thank all of the candidates as well as the student organizations who have come out. So for the student orgs here in a little bit, I'm going to send you all a form. You'll just fill that out really quickly with the candidates you'll be endorsing, send it back to me. Please do try and get that back to me by tonight, tomorrow morning at the latest, so that way we can make sure we get it onto the website. Lastly, like I said, this will be available on YouTube, so feel free to send this to your friends, any students you would hope to vote for you, or even use this sort of as like an introduction to student organizations going here through the summer. So like I said, feel free to use this for whatever you'd like. Voting will start Monday at 9 a.m., close Wednesday at 5 p.m. And we'll go ahead and announce the results of the election on Wednesday evening as soon as they're ready, probably around 5:30-ish, depending on the stuff from UNMIT. So come and meet us here at the ASUNM office. We'll be in the conference room. We'll do a little announcement party for y'all, get some pictures. And if you do have any more questions, please continue to email, come see us in the office, and we'll be happy to help y'all out. So thank you very much for coming. And at this time, I'm going to ask the student organization leaders to please step out while I have a quick word with the candidates about just some logistics. So thank you all for coming tonight.